come to thank God for His goodness and Roy, who has shown me mercy. I'm sending this message from the US. My name is Emma. My oldest son battled with schizophrenia for 24 years. It's been very difficult. The journey has been extremely difficult. The illness showed up when he was finishing his first degree. He was about 21 years old, and he was put on medication. He was able to go back to school, college, and finish. And then he went on to do his master's degree, still on the medication. But soon after he finished, things were just not right. He could not work. He worked for a few months. Every job that he took, he felt like people were talking about him. He felt like the whole world were against him. He felt like airplanes were coming against him. He has so many fears that he could not function. Really, the medications were not working. Over the years, I have followed a lot of pastors who, some of them I hosted in my home. Many, a lot of money gone out of my hands. Promised so many things. Anyway, so a friend of mine in a latter part of 2022, I think, introduced me to your NSPPD platform. And I was not keen because of the experience that I've had with African pastors. And I think I did tell her that I believe in my own prayers, that I'm also seeking God to know Him even more. But, that every year we do missions work. But that year, when we went on missions and we came back, I had that inner peace that go back on the platform, go and try it and listen to the testimonies. So that's what I did in 2022. I started listening to the prayers and the testimonies, having the communion. I was involved. I got involved. And I said to myself, this God that is doing this for all these people that are testifying of His goodness. The Bible says He's not a respecter of persons. So if He's done that for them, He can do the same for me. So I was very, very involved from there on. So fast forward last year, things got a little escalated, that I was beginning to see some stuff that I had seen over the years that were not manifesting, but now was. And so I was concerned. So we put him in a hospital for 7 months. And during that time, I was on the platform. 3 times you mentioned my son's case. The one that I believe impacted my son's life was the one that you mentioned August 3rd, 2023, I believe. And what you have said was schizophrenia has been rolled away.
Schizophrenia, let it disappear. Let it disappear.
On that day, I received that word with everything that I had within me. Everything. I wrote it down and I started declaring that word, going up and down, going up and down. 2 weeks later, the doctors called and said they've seen a drastic change in my son's life. And if that continued, they will release him in January. That's what happened. 2023, he was released. I was supposed to fly. He was in international hospital. I was supposed to go and bring him back to the US. But I trusted the God who has started a good thing. We booked the ticket one way, and he flew 12 hours by himself. He's never flown during all this while. When he arrived at the airport, oh my goodness, Pastor Jerry Eze, I lost it. I thought I was going to be arrested. That alone was a big miracle. And then what God spoke through you, I was shouting. I was shouting God's name. I was telling others the goodness of the Lord. And so I come back to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the time you spent in the presence of the Lord. To hear from Him and to come every morning to minister to many people, teaching us how to pray, telling us to believe in God, and even if we don't stand on your own faith, God bless you. May God bless you and your house.